Digimon Tamers is like, Digimon aren't real. Shit, now I have a Digimon in my asshole. The fuck? Where did you come from?
I have just begun. Ain't no mercy. Ain't no mercy.
Yo, I'm recording this part a month and a half after all the other parts were recorded. All the silvers, the first of mine, so I have to record 2 parts. Like, right fucking now. But anyways, let's just get into talking about Digimon Tamers. Digimon Tamers really changed shit up for the entire franchise when it started giving it a truly darker theme. That is not to say that Digimon Adventure 02 didn't have a dark theme, because it had a whole slavery thing going on, which is really dark, but Digimon Tamers went about it differently. The eradication of an entire thing of creatures for the purpose of just being scared of them. It's not the same as like the way we farm chickens or anything. They just want to kill them for the sake of killing them because they're dangerous. That's like eradicating all bears or all lions just because, you know, they're big and scary. Like, it wasn't fair to the Digimon, and Digimon were even more sentient too, because Digimon were just humans basically in a digital form. Crazy way to put it, but it's true. They had personalities similar to humans. They could talk like humans. They're basically just humans in digital form. So with the trying to eradicate them for no real fucking reason it was sad to see. And it gets darker and darker as time goes. Out of everything in Digimon Tamers though, I didn't really like the whole card system. I thought it was weird, didn't make too much sense, you know? But the series, it did resonate with me, unlike the other two, because you felt more like you were in it, because the other two is just like, oh shit, we're transported to the digital world, whatever will we fucking do? Digimon Tamers is like, Digimon aren't real. Shit, now I have a Digimon in my asshole. The fuck? Where did you come from? I'm just like, bro, I wish my Digivice would come up and just go, yo, you now have a Digimon, bro. Do with that information what you will. I want a Digimon, alright? I want one. Fuck yeah. If I could choose a Digimon, who would I want? I think I might like Gumdramon. Gumdramon is really fucking cool. Or I could go for my favorite Digivolution lines, either Bukamon that turns into Vikemon, or I could go for Lopmon that turns into Antilamon. I would not let it Digivolve again. Fuck Cherubimon. That shit looked dumb as fuck, but still my favorite Digivolution line. Anyways, let's get back into the things. It had its poor times where I just didn't like it, but for the most part it was great. And like the dynamic between the Tamer and the Digimon in this series hit different than 02 and 01, because just the way that Takato and Guilmon bonded, because Takato was basically Guilmon's father at that point. Then the way Renamon and Rika contrasted with each other, and then Lopmon and Henry, it was a perfect balance to make sure everybody always stayed grounded for the most part. Obviously, Takato would have his moments, so would Rika, and so would Henry, but for the most part, they'd all be grounded by each other. So, like, Lopmon would ground Henry whenever Henry was being stupid. Henry would ground Lopmon. Henry would ground Takato. Takato would ground Henry. Takato would ground Rika. Rika would ground Takato. Renamon would ground Guilmon. Like, it was a perfect contrast in the cast, honestly. The way they all just meshed together to create, like, a perfect cast for this show. And it was amazing. The way they brought in, like, the Chinese, like, New Year's symbols thing was also fantastic. At this exact second that we're talking right now, mine's currently the Snake Diva. Pretty cool. I know. Thank you for the compliment. My Discord profile is at Snake Diva. I know. But yeah, I just like the way it went about it. But towards the end, it do kind of get traumatizing. Because, you know, Leomon kept dying already and it was sad. But fucking hell, his death in Tamers fucked everybody up. I refuse to believe if you say you watched Tamers and Leomon's death did not fuck your shit. Alright? That shit was depressing. Fucking traumatized Takato's little girlfriend over there.
You can't keep getting away with it! He can't keep getting away with it! He won't.
In that moment, I both hated Beelzemon, but I still loved him. Impmon was like one of the best characters in all of Digimon, in my opinion, because he couldn't accept the fact that he was weak, and it was breaking him. And he always just felt like people were making fun of him. It was breaking him down bit by bit until Phoenixmon is just like, yo, I can make you strong, and turns him into Beelzemon. And then when he's Beelzemon, he's so drunk on power that he ends up killing Leomon, which was really fucking sad. But if you guys don't remember, Intmon was probably more crushed than everybody else except for Leomon's tamer. I forget her fucking name. Fuck me. Aerie? Is her name Aerie? I think it might be Aerie. But yeah, like, it broke you down, and it got serious quickly. All things considered, I do believe Digimon Tamers is probably the best story-wise. Now, I have to go record my favorite part. Digimon Data Squad! Yes, sir!
Wake up to reality. Nothing ever goes as planned in this accursed world. The longer you live, the more you will realize that the only things that truly exist in this reality are merely pain, suffering, and futility. Listen. Everywhere you look in this world, wherever there is light, there will always be shadows to be found as well. As long as there is a concept of victors, the vanquished will also exist. The selfish intent of wanting to preserve peace initiates wars, and hatred is born in order to protect love. There are nexuses, causal relationships that cannot be separated.
So, Frontier. Frontier is a fascinating season for a lot of reasons. It's the most connected I feel the Digimon world gets, using the train tracks and using the different paths and seeing the different sections of the world by the end of Frontier, and how each section kind of has its own life and its own code. It's the most lived in, because we also see a lot more societies in the world. We see more small communities. Like, we've seen it before, but in Frontier, it feels like that it doesn't evolve around the Digidestineds or the villains. The world goes on no matter what. The other big change is this is the only season without partners. Every season of Digimon, a Digidestined has a Digi-partner. In Frontier, they are the Digimon. They actually use their Digivices to turn into Digimon and evolve like a Digimon. Now, we've seen with Tamers them fusing with Digimon, but like this is the first time where like they are literally digitizing themselves from the beginning, and it's a different feel. Some people do not like the idea of the Digidestineds being the Digimon, because like since the beginning it was kind of this partnership. Like, again, Digimon's supposed to be a rival to Pokemon, and it's just that companionship kind of thing. This kind of gets rid of that. If you're getting to your fourth season and you have a concept like a digital world and modifications and monster evolution, why not bring in self digitizing? Why not bring in the idea of knights? Because that's the whole idea, is that these are digital knights from before. There's like 12 of them. Some of them are villains and some of them are heroes. Our heroes were chosen by this angelic Digimon to save the world because she's one of 3 rulers that kind of control like the court systems and like the laws and regulations of the world. One of them went evil, and one of them is trapped in a box. So the Digidestined, the Frontier guys, have to go find their the digital codes so they can digivolve, and then they find beast modes. They got to fight the evil Digi Knights that exist. One of them being Nomon, and I fucking love Nomon, this little goon of a guy. And take down one of the evil three. That's the basics of the story for the most part. Obviously, they beat them. Boom, great. We can go home? No, because it turns out there was a even stronger, older evil knights, and they are literally ripping apart the code of the digital world one by one. Each section has their own code, and they are sucking it up, getting the raw digital energy, destroying the land, everything wiped off the world, and dropping it into the middle where Lucifermon is trapped. Yeah, it gets biblical in Frontier. Literally, these two evil Digimon, who also something that's kind of new, wipes the floor with the Digidestineds on multiple occasions. They win several fights to feed this demonic dark angel Digimon that's in the middle of the digital world. Like, this is fucking badass. You have your final boss, literally the Digimon Lucifer Morningstar, the angel that fell from heaven as a Digimon boss. Frontier has a lot of awkward issues. Like, the characters are hit or miss. There's a lot of like no growth. Like, none of them really grow as characters. The only one that kind of grows is the twins, and that's because they're kind of a plot point, but none of them really feel like they change at all through the whole journey. So that's kind of a disappointment. They do have two sidekick Digimon, and they are also really annoying. They're just there for comic relief, and they don't really do anything. There's a weird subplot of one of them giving birth to a rebirth, one of the three gods that died in the middle of the season. It's weird. It's fucking weird. But the concepts that I bring into it and the world is so fascinating. I recommend Frontier. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but it's definitely a watch if you're a Digimon fan. Also, it has the best opening song. It is fucking amazing.